Let us talk about it. All praises be unto the Most High, whose name is a higher. Son named Yasha. You want to stake claim to him and call him your Savior. That's Yeshaya. Rawat Kodash, the Holy Spirit, which is a title. Kakamawaf, which is her name. I come in the name and in the vein of they, right? I know you think you're looking at me, right? I got some type of rag on and some collared shirt or something. I know you think you're looking at me, but you're not. You're looking at them, and I come to you today with a question. Are you afraid? Very easy to be afraid because we fear what we don't understand. Ain't that the truth? And I just want to encourage you today not to fear. Don't be afraid. I know how hard that sounds. And I know half of you is saying, okay, I'm not going to fear. But the other half is in fear already, even as you say this, right? And there was a few situations that frightened me. I wouldn't admit it before my incident. You know, my only fear, my main fear is, man, I don't want to go to hell, right? So even out of that fear, I was strong against other things because I was more afraid of the Most High. But I was still afraid, right? And that still takes its toll. I was stressed out. I didn't know I was stressed out because I was in peace. If you ask me, I've been in peace since I've woken up to this truth, right? Because it's better than the reality that I had. I didn't have any hope before, right? You know, I thought I was going to get killed over nothing before. So now, if this truth kills me, man, what an honor, you know? Because at least it ain't over some bandana or something, you know? Some little bag of drugs or something, you know? Some $10, some $15 or something, you know? Something stupid, you know? It'll be with purpose, right? Even if they're not purposed. Even if the people who do it to me ain't purposed, I'm purposed, right? And whatever you do to who you do it to, that's who you done it to. If it happens by a bullet and I get the chance, I will look right down the hole of your nozzle until you repent and be baptized and give your life to Christ. Now go ahead, pull your trigger, right? That's how set I am on this, right? But it's been a lot. It's been so much, you know, but the Father, he numbs us. So if you ask me, November 2008 has been a breeze, even unto the present day, even as I passed away, right? Y'all, I'm freezing cold in that bed. I done cold it out, cold blew all through the hospital. Everybody done had to drop what they had in their hand and run to my room and run to my bed. They working on me and they doing stuff and I'm freezing. And then I'm telling you, it's the best feeling you will feel on this earth. And it was love coming to get me. It was love. You understand? And I could tell that it didn't want me to feel any discomfort. And that's why it is like that. I wasn't in any pain, right? I hear these people tell me about pain that have kidney problems. I didn't have none, right? I've been in emergency rooms and seen cholos curl up on the floor screaming, crying, and cussing because they got some kidney stones, you know? So, man, I don't want to jinx myself, but, you know, I felt some pain, but I didn't feel no pain then, right? It was pleasant that came and got me and guided me all the way until I almost hit that, you know, that force shield that everybody was making up, right? All of the souls was making up. That's what was pulling me. I started feeling it in the earth. And this is if something blows you up, fam. Right? Why am I even talking about this? Let's go into it, right? Let me see something here. Some things have been going on, right? Let's go on and look at it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the News at 10. I'm Rick Chambers.
And I'm Green Winter. In an escalation that could spark all-out war in the Middle East, the United States has dramatically entered Israel's war against Iran.
Yeah, American jets bombed 3 nuclear sites over in the Islamic Republic.
They have bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran. And the Hebrew community is freaking totally out, right? Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
One of those sites was the infamous mountain facility at Fordo, a major uranium enrichment center hundreds of feet underground. And in a speech to the nation, as you heard, President Trump said that all of the sites were, quote, completely and totally obliterated.
We have live team coverage tonight. KTLA Sarah Welch is getting a local reaction to the strikes. But first, to Rachel Menitoff now from the KTLA News Center with details of the military action. Rachel.
Karine, Rick, good evening to you both. President Trump said tonight if peace doesn't come quickly, he will go after additional targets in the region, saying most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. He also praised the U.S. military as the only one in the world to be able to do what was done tonight.
Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
President Trump addressing his decision to strike 3 of Iran's nuclear sites to prevent the country from building a nuclear bomb. He says Iran has...
Okay, now people who don't know Bible prophecy, they're cheering, yeah, you know, they're cheering for America and using words like we did this, we're doing that. But they don't know what's about to happen, right? They haven't the slightest idea of the prophecies that's going to transpire, right, if America keeps messing with Iran. Iran is not going to play it, right? When they strike back, you have a whole new world, or should I say a whole old world, right? Because it's going to be desolate. Right? Nobody else has the desire to launch anything at America, but Iran is not the one. We're going to read some of that. Let's go ahead and jump into some of that very quickly, right? Very quickly. Let's read this. Isaiah 13 and 13 through 22. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place. That's what's going to happen when he shakes the heavens. It's going to make the earth move out of its place. That's a nuke, fam. When you shoot that nuke, and it go through the air, right, into the sky now, that's where these nukes go. They go in the air. What is it going to do? It's going to shake the sky. When it goes, right? And then it lands. Where? On the earth. What is it going to do when it hits the earth? It's going to remove out of its place. It's going to rearrange things, right? Buildings, gone. Cars through the air, right? A big crater in the ground. Buildings coming down, right? A whole part of town, right? Whole cities. You're looking at a different earth. It's going to remove earth out of her place. You're looking at a different chunk of earth now, right? Again from the top. of this verse. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. My Father is angry, okay? Our Father, your Father, our Father, right? He's angry, and I've been telling you that he is. But I could feel that he was angry with me. You know, not fully angry, not fiercely, but I could tell I wasn't doing something that he wanted me to do. He wasn't totally pleased, should I say, right? And in the back of my mind and in the back of my spirit and everything, I could feel that. And it bothered me sometimes. You know, but I'm Mr. Want Nothing. So as all of my plans was crashing and failing, you know, it was bothering me. You know, but he wanted me to get on board. And he wanted me to do what he was telling me to do. And that's how it comes, right? It comes as thoughts. Have you ever wondered what make your thoughts come about? Right? Where do your thoughts come from? You wasn't thinking it 2 seconds ago, but you're thinking it now. Where do these notions come from? It's coming from the Most High, y'all. And when I went into that realm, I felt that, right? But it was so much. You notice I keep saying it was so much information, because here you have one thought at a time. It's not like that there. There, a whole bunch. You have a different mind, right? So you're able to process more and receive more, right? It was a whole bunch of thoughts at once. I keep explaining it as I knew everything. Another thing I understood is that everybody else there, they had the exact same knowledge as me. Exactly the same. But that's how our thoughts come. It's single track here. And I was having that, and I was feeling that. And I was feeling that he wasn't happy. And now, since I've been going live and speaking to you guys and putting this word out into the earth, it has shifted. His anger has shifted, y'all. And his anger is at the world now. It was before, I can imagine, but that wasn't registering to me. Now he's angry at this world, y'all. And maybe he has been, but he just let me in on it since I had my incident. He's mad at these people misrepresenting his name. He's mad at the leadership of this earth with their cloaks. I just ran into another video of another brother disgruntled with the church that I came from, right? And that's what I've been telling y'all. I don't need to pull out my receipts. I'm gonna stay blameless in this thing, right? When that whole church come down, ain't nobody gonna be able to blame me, right? And say that I got on the campaign to destroy them, right? Nah, I haven't put forth no receipt, y'all. Oh, why are you saying this? Cause I was on fire in the spirit and certain things came out. It wasn't about them. It was about the point that I'm proving at the time that I say what I say, right? And that's on you. It's not important. The point that I was proving was important. The receipts and all of that, y'all will get that stuff later, right? You'll get that later. And don't come upon me right now, because I don't want to be bound with somebody according to anger, right? If you come rock with us because you want to be about this love. Rock with us because you're trying to get to this electric blue. Rock with us because you're trying to follow every word of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, right? Deal with us for those reasons. If you want to come just because you mad at somebody else or something like that, you know, by all means, have it planned to latch on to the things that I just mentioned, even if that's the reason why you come in the beginning, right? Don't stay there. You know, we don't want to be bound by nothing negative, right? Let's be bound by Christ, right? But that's one of the things he's mad at. And it ain't only the church I come from. It's all of them, y'all. It's all of them. Maybe people had better intentions in the beginning and before it went sideways, however it went or whatever, blah, blah. Who knows, right? Who cares? That's not my business, right? I don't have anything to do with that, right? But look at our community. He's putting different spirits on different people. And I know he wanted me to stay blameless, right? Why? Maybe because I suffered enough. Who knows? Maybe because he know he giving me what I desire. He know I don't desire the war. Some brothers is made for the war. Who knows why he does what he does? But I know what he told me. It was another sister I was talking to. She said he told her to destroy them, right? And when she said it, I said, I said, well, he didn't tell me that. You know, he told me to get loose. He told me to get away from there. And he told me that people are going to need somewhere to go in a minute, right? Because if one thing happens at the top of the church that I came from, I mean, I seen it happen. When a certain elder came out with a man talking about his wife got stolen and things like that, right? I see everybody look at each other and say, whoa, they realize for the first time, man, if this church crashed, what are we gonna do? Do we even stay in the truth? Do we even keep believing the Most High? Like, what do we do? And I knew right there that the church was serving as an idol to these people. It ain't about the Most High, right? It ain't about the Most High. It's about the life that you have built for yourself. So if anything should threaten that, you're going to try to neutralize that threat, even if that threat is coming in the name of the one who you claim to worship. Y'all see where I'm getting at? So yeah, that had to come down. He was angry with that, right? He's showing me other things now. At first, it was just on me. Since 2018, I can feel his eyes on me like this, like, do it. Do what I'm telling you to do, right? And now I'm doing it, and he's like, okay, and he has shifted it elsewhere. And he's articulating that as well. He's mad at these leaders, y'all. He's mad at the people who the world is looking to, right, to represent him, right? Because they're not doing the right thing with your faith when they get it, right? It's a money grab. It's this and that, right? They haven't done anything for you, right? They do have other practices, right? There will be no secret, right? Everything is going to be found out, right? There will be no standing secret, will it? No. We will know everybody's secrets. We will know everybody's counsel of the heart. That's why it's not good to play, because you're going to be found out. We're going to hear the counsels of each other's hearts, right? If you're a fornicator and you looked at a woman and you said, man, she looks good. And then another part of you said, the righteous part of you said, yeah, but you married, brother. She's not for you, you know? Yeah, but man, and she likes me too, you know, man. Right? And you reasoning with yourself and you know what I'm saying? We're going to hear all of that, y'all. So if you are listening to these words right now, be pure. It don't matter who ain't looking. If they ain't looking right now, they're going to be looking tomorrow, baby. You're going to be found out, right? We're going to know everybody's secrets, right? But these leaders don't care about that. Why? Because in their mind, they're going to turn on you. They're going to reveal who they are before we even go anywhere, right? Before we even leave this earth, you're going to look at them and say, man, right? When? Probably when they turn you over, right? Probably when they turn you over. right? And that's what I mean when I say, man, we ain't got nothing, y'all. There is no Hebrew community. The sincere brothers are not well known, right? They're not the lead people who you're running to, right? But we coming. We on our way, right? And the Most High just put it in the earth. These are the guys. Where did they come from? You know who set them up, right? Do you know they started out with Kufis, right? Do you know they started out with stars in the 50s and 60s? They was drafted in to regular Judaism, right? And then they looked and found out, hey, you know, that got them to reading other parts of this book for themselves, right? And then they broke off from these guys, right? That's why they still calling on that same name and all of that, you know. And then, you know, we did get the name, right? But that only enabled us to get where we are now. We needed to call on the Father for him to get us to where we got now. And it was a certain guy, a nobody, named Brother Bronze. And he sung some songs, right? And he sung them with his whole heart, right? And he was worried about the way he walked before you. And he built up a fabulous name amongst you all, right? And that's who the Most High said, him, right? So I'm nothing. And I will never allow myself to be anything, right? I will correct you if you try to set me too high. And that's what a true leader is supposed to do. Hold on, right? If you let me see anything funny where I think my Father will get offended by what you doing, if you praise me too hard, I'm going to speak up about that, right? I would never allow somebody to make my Father jealous at his creation. I don't believe that. I don't believe, yeah, praise me and it's going to the most. No, you praise the Most High, right? I wouldn't allow it. I'm going to check you, right? Don't try to blow my head up. That's a oh no. All praise to a higher unless you a weirdo, okay? If you talking to me, better be spiritual. I don't really get too much in the physical. If it ain't scriptural, Brother Brown's finna go. Shake the dust off my feet like Luke 9 no. Right? Who know what that song is? Probably nobody. That's an old one. That thing there. Right? But I meant that, y'all. Since the inception, since I came in it, right? Since I came in it, y'all, the Most High been smiling, right? But we gonna keep it low. And I got a clear vision, right? Every man is his own man. He's his own man. Be your own man, right? Nobody should have to hold your hand. Nobody should have to little bro you, okay? Nobody should have to take your back and slam it against the wall and set you straight, right? Nah, do what you're gonna do, right? And that's what happens. You know, you check a brother too hard, he gonna get mad. And he's gonna go his way, and he's still gonna do what he wants to do. Right? So you little broing the brother around ain't never sufficed, right? All praise to the Most High. He's angry with the people who are leading this earth in his name. And leading, you know, us Hebrews, we different. We come straight off of the streets and things like that, you know. And we're going to these leaders, right, who we've seen. And they all come out of One West, right? Where did One West come from, right? Do your own history. I know it. You do it, right? But that's who we run to. And he's like, you know, they did good. They did good. What did they tell you? They told you Christ was black, of the tribe of Judah. They told you that. They told you that you were an Israelite. They were good for that. The church I've come from, they were blessed to give us the Most High's name. All praise it to him. His name is Ahia, right? Now, if you know how I break that down, you know I wasn't no parakeet, right? Why? Because he spoke to me more. The people who gave you the name, ask them thoroughly about the name, and they won't be able to get as precise as some others. he spoke further to some others. But they were good for all of these things, right? But we have to know when to close the curtains. We got to know when the show is over, right? Were they meant to get you all the way to the finish line? No. They can wake you up. Can they take you the whole way? They can't. Look at them now. They went up nice. Woo! They went high. But what you do at some point, you slow down and you stop, and then you start doing this, right? And you right? They have fainted. They're all angry, right? They showed it with me. All the man had to do was make up some lies. It was not true, right? And just because he said what he said, they got a new enemy now. And boy, they gunned hard, right? And that's what happens when you get prideful. That pride you're stuck in. No matter how things change around you, you won't be able to see it, right? Pride blinds the eyes according to the scriptures, right? So you can't see your reality changing, but you're still standing in this knight in shining armor suit, right? And the whole world done changed around you, and you can't even see it. All you can see is, look at my suit, right? Look at my armor. It's shining, isn't it? You know? And that's all you see. When the whole world has changed around you, now people are angry. You speak to them and they got fire and they're like, man, calm down. Like, you all right? Most of them are this way, right? You can't say nothing wrong, right? You can't say nothing in your ignorance. You get pounced on, right? Callers, he's arguing with all his callers. You know, the Most High tired of these leaders, y'all. And I'm going to bring some stuff out too. I'm not going to talk about all of the people who are attacking, right? But I said something on my Facebook, right? And I'm going to read that. Not today, soon I'll read it. But that's one aspect of what the Most High he's tired of. What's the second thing that he's tired of? He's tired of the world. The sinners, right? The bacon eaters, right? America, right? He's tired. And you see what they doing. They got that spirit on them now, right? The same pride that's in that church is in this country, right? It's only one pride. It's the same one. Oh, we're this, we're that, we're the best. We have the best this, we're the top of that, right? The land of the free, the home of the brave, and we're this, and you know what I'm saying? Now they done got mixed up in the middle of this thing with Israel and Iran. Iran is the one that's gonna aim it right over here. You know what I'm saying? Iran is the one that ain't gonna play. According to, let's just read it. Let's just start reading it, right? Just read it now, right? Let's right, fierce anger. And it shall be as the chaste robe. Wait a minute, let's run it back. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts. So it's the wrath of the Most High that's going to do this, right? And in the day of his fierce anger, that's why he's going to do it. What is it? The what is the wrath of the Most High, right? The why is his fierce anger, right? Now 14 says, and it shall be as the chaste robe. Fast, right? Right? It's going to be fast. And as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people. So out of fear, you're going to run home. What is that? America, y'all. Nobody here is from here. Native Americans are not Native Americans. That's the tribe of Gad, right? They're Israelites, right? They come from the land of Israel. Nobody here is native to this land. Nobody. This place was uninhabited until I want to say 2nd Esdras 13, right? When the Most High calmed the waters. That's why nobody ever came over here, because the water was too crazy. It was a place where if you sailed into it, your boat got flipped, right? But for the tribe of Gad and the other northern tribes that went down into Central America, right? He calmed the water and they were finally able, they got across, right? And then people started inhabiting this land, right? Everybody who you see here came after that. But the Native Americans were first, right? Native Americans more on the East Coast, Mexicans more on the West Coast, right? And then down south, you start getting the Guatemalans and, you know what I mean? The Salvadorians and you know, tribes like this, the Colombians, you know? But yeah, they got over here first, the northern tribes. 722 BC, I want to say, right? If I quote the records right. You know, but everybody else came after that. They still coming, right? They're still coming over here, finding out or getting their dream, you know, that dream plane ticket, and they're coming over here, right? This is the place to be for them, right? As Babylon was. There's only one other place that has ever been like this. It's called Babylon, right? Now, this is the daughter of Babylon, right? It's following after her mother. Notice they named lands feminine, right? So, this is the daughter of Babylon, right? Nobody here is native here. So, these people, right, when he sends his fierce anger, swift and fast as a chase rope, like a sheep, like a docile, scary, right, animal, you're gonna run back home, right? They shall every man turn to his people and flee everyone into his own land. They're gonna leave back where they came from, right? If they make it. 15, and every one that is found shall be thrust through. So if you're still here, you shall be thrust through. What's that? Something piercing you. A knife, a bullet, something is gonna break your skin and come out the other side of you, right? Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, right? So if you make yourself a part of them, you shall fall by the sword. The sword ain't only a sword, right? It's any form of violence. That's the sword. 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces. What dashes you to pieces now? You can stick them with a sword. You can stab them. You can shoot them. It's not going to dash you to pieces, right? Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. What is it for your house to be spoiled? Spoils of war, right? Goods, booty, right? Stolen goods. It can be stolen in that way and spoiled. Spoils, things that are left behind, right? Things that nobody are gonna use. That's a spoil. And you're taking that, right? Or maybe it stays there and nobody ever comes to get it. What will it do? It will rot. Don't we call that spoil too? Come, we do. And their wives ravish. Now, one of those forms of ravish is sexual, right? Because you guys link up and you fall to the bed. Boom, that's a ravish. It's not talking about whatever happens after you fall, right? Like a lot of people have leaned toward, because they went into the Strongs and saw that that's one of the attributes of ravish is sexual, right? So they said, we're going to R-word their nations. And no, that ain't what that means. That means your wife is going to, right? She's going to fall. Why is she falling? It doesn't say that. Or matter of fact, it does say it, you know, it does say it. By the wrath of the Most High and by his fierce anger is why she's gonna do it, right? And it gets specific, right? But their wives will be ravished. 17, behold, pay attention. That's what behold means. Stop, look, listen, observe, right? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Against who? Against this place with all of these people from all of these places, right? This daughter of Babylon. That's who we've been speaking about, right? Question is, who is the Medes? The Medo-Persians. That's Iran, my people, right? And what does it mean to stir them up? They're going to go crazy, right? They're going to flip out. That's what it means, you're going to stir them up, right? Like a bed of ants. They be cool until you bother them, right? And then they speed up and they're going crazy, right? And if they should start biting you in this state, you're going to have a whole bunch of bites, ain't it? He's going to stir them up, right? He's going to stir the Medo-Persians up against the daughter of Babylon, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Because that's what America does, right? They start some crap with you. They do the best they can to defeat you. If they can't defeat you, they pay you, right? And everybody, right? Everybody who gets into some stuff, right? When it becomes too much for them, oh, how can I fix it, right? Oh, take my stuff, take this, right? They start trying to pay you. And it works. It has worked up till now. They paid everybody, right? But you can think back at a time where they went to war with the same people who to this day they pay. Name them. You do that research, right? I don't want to say it here. I could go deeper into it and start naming names and all of that, you know, but nah, we don't do that. It's easy to find out who they are, you know. I don't want to anger them too bad when they, you know, find this, but they pay a lot of people, y'all. And we sitting back like, where's the Negro? Where's the reparations? You know, where's our, you know when we gonna see them reparations? When they eating out the palm of our hand because the Most High done checked them. That's when they gonna come offering everything, right? You know, no reparations from the man and to leave him eating beans out of can with his hand, right? That's what they gonna do. When they finish paying us, they ain't gonna be able to do nothing but open up a can of beans. And they ain't even gonna have silverware because they gotta give us all the silver. They're gonna be like this. They're gonna be eating beans with their fingers, y'all. And it ain't gonna be no pork and beans either because they're gonna be on this law like us. Right? Oh, they're gonna be trying to act right then. They shall lick the dust like a serpent, that scripture say. They shall crawl out of the holes. They shall crawl out of the holes of the earth. Yeah, but these Medes, starting with these Medes now, you ain't gonna be able to pay them off. They don't want silver. They don't want gold. They will not delight in it, right? They know they can't come with no paper dollars, right? That's not money. This says silver and gold. Those promissory notes are supposed to be backing silver and gold, right? Gold actually right now, right? But the Medes don't want that. What do they want? Their bowls, 18, their bowls also shall dash the young men to pieces. That's the only way you're going to be able to pay them, right? Your young men, your soldiers, right? They're going to get dashed to pieces. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, babies, unborn children. The fruit of the womb, once it's fruit, it's produced, right? Where is it being produced from? The woman's womb. That's a baby, right? What if the fruit hasn't been produced? It's still fruit of the womb, ain't it? So this is going to take down pregnant women as well. They're not, wait a minute, it's going to say that. Their eyes shall not spare children. I almost just took it from the scripture, right? No, let's let the scripture say it, right? I was getting ready to say, they're not going to spare kids. They're not going to say, oh, no, them kids are there. No, let it fly, right? 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Ain't this the glory of kingdoms? The beauty of the Chaldees, right? Excellency. Who are the Chaldees? The Chaldeans. Oh, when you realize who they are now, they own all liquor stores, right? They lead that, right? When you walk into the liquor store, that man in there, you think he's some type of an Arabic person or whatever? No, he's a Chaldean, right? Oh, they're so rich, right? And their family, right? You walk in another store and he's working that one too, and you like, man, ain't you over there on 38th? Like, yeah, you know, I'm over here too. And then you go over there on 38th and he comes out of the back of there like, man, weren't you just up? You know what I'm saying? They own all of these liquor stores. They sell all the liquor, right? And once upon a time, that was the crack of the earth, right? But that's another story, right? But, you know, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, right, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? He say he gonna make this place look like Sodom, y'all. And we know what happened there. And this place has pretty much become that, right? You know, if you know, you know. 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, right? Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, right? Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. What did I just say? The shepherds, y'all, all of this, all this stuff, that's the people. That's everybody. That's, you know what I mean? That's the earth. Generation to generation, right? All of these people who came to this daughter of Babylon, he's angry with them. And who else? Neither shall the people who are talking like they for me, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. That's your leaders, y'all. Right? Oh, bronze ain't no leader. I am. Keep saying that. I'm not. I don't want to be. Right? I'm somebody who the hot potato got tossed. Here. Okay, boom. Right? That's who I am. Right? Nobody shall make their tent here or their fold here, right? Not you sinners running around don't care about the Most High, nor the people who are claiming to stand up in his name and save you. No. Who is that? That's everybody who ain't the remnant. That's right. Who is he not talking about destroying here? Us who have been drawn out of both of those communities, the world and the people who are erected before you as the people who are going to get you to God, right? He like, nah, I'm not with neither one of them. Who is he with? If he wants you to know, you'll know. Or else you're going to stay over there with them, and you know what I mean? All praises be unto his holy name, right? Verse 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. That's who's going to be here, right? The beast. And that's who's going to catch you, right? When you're left over and everything is smoking and rubble and ashes, right? And you out here trying to find you a can of beans, right? That's who's going to catch you, some beast, right? But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. And their houses shall be full of dolely creatures, right? Doleful creatures, Salaki. And the owls shall dwell there, right? The owls are going to be overseeing it all, right? You know, them with them big yellow eyes, right? Hoo-hooing, you know. It'll be a few owls left. And the satyrs shall dance, right? What's a satyr? Some other type of a beast. Because it goes right back into wild beasts again. 22. And the beast of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses. So he's gonna hit them islands too. The islands are in South America, right? That's still America. That's where the other tribes went, right? The ones that didn't stay in Northern America, they went Central and South. You have North America, you have Central America, that's still land. And then you have South America, that's your islands, right? The Isles, right? They shall be saved by Tarshish, right? He gonna send somebody for them. All praises to the Most High. And the dragons in their pleasant palaces. Ain't that where dragons are? The desolate land. Watch any old, fairy tale. That place became desolate. Everybody died. Everybody went away. You know what I mean? And then you're in some cave somewhere, some black cave, and a dragon come out of there blowing fire, right? And that's what they fashioned Satan after, right? He's a dragon in the last day, right? In the beginning, he's a little serpent. He's a little snake, right? But he grows everything. He grows big teeth, right? And then he grows big wings, right? And then he grows big feet, right? And legs and stuff. And that's a dragon, right? He stands up, right? And then he's able to blow fire, right? So he's advancing, y'all. He ain't the serpent no more, right? 22 again. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, right? Like Godzilla, right? The dragons in their pleasant places, right? And her time is near to come. And okay, you reading this and you thinking it's far off, that just checks you right there. And her time is near to come, right? Don't think it's, too far away, because it's not. It can happen in your time, right? And when it happens, her days shall not be prolonged. So the Father is saying, the second that I'm able to do this, I'm not gonna hold back. Why hasn't he done it? Because his elect one sealed, y'all. Now see, since we didn't start talking here, they ain't gonna say nothing. They are where they are. They're getting this message, right? They're nailing 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Now, and we ain't gonna see it. Why? Because we don't know them. They don't know us. We're such a small number. We're hidden, right? So while you're looking at this big pompous church, mega church, right? T.D. Jakes and them dancing, you know what I'm saying? Joel Osteen, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at people like this, and then you even have a Hebrew faction of the same thing, right? We're looking at that. While us, we're getting it together. You don't have to do anything. You don't need a weapon. You don't need to do anything. The Most High is going to save you. Your physicality is not gonna help. Oh, I gotta train. No, you don't. That's a lack of faith. Whole time I'm looking around and saying, don't you know? Are you we reading the same book, right? So let's get into some of that, right? Isaiah 41:9 through 11, right? Be not afraid, y'all. If you leaning on the same Father I'm leaning on, right? And you may not have been through what I've been through or seen what I saw, but hear the words coming out of my mouth. That's all you got to do is hear these words, right? Romans 10:17, and they can give you faith, and they can give you hope, and they can give you bravery and all of that, right? I died. It was glorious. It was glorious in Ahia, right? You have nothing to fear. You have nothing to be worried about, right? And that's the height of the devil's existence, is to be able to watch you be scared. And when he loses that, he has lost everything, right? Don't be afraid. Your Father got you. He got you this far. He didn't leave you dumb and stupid and sinning and doing what you was doing, right? He got you here. I'm the only one who can talk to you like this. I'm the only one who gonna say this to you, right? Why haven't you got this teaching yet, right? Why haven't they said this to you? You don't have nothing to fear. Nothing, even if you die, right? So just look at this world and marvel. Don't be in haste to get nowhere, run nowhere. The Most High don't do nothing in haste, right? If you can't take your time walking there, then the Most High is going to avenge you. even if they kill you first. And that's why we got to stop being afraid of death, right? Because death is going to trigger some of this stuff, y'all. And it has to happen to somebody. It might be me, might be you, right? But when they start touching us, right? That's when the ones who endure to the end, that's when they're going to start seeing his works. When they come against us and when they start touching us, and they've already been doing it through the food, right? And that's why I've been so tough on that. It all meshes together, y'all. All of it, right? All of it. But you have no reason to be afraid. Let's read it. Isaiah 41:9. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof. Right? You guys may not want to appreciate me as that, but I'm one of your chief men. And I never claimed that. But if you look at the earth and you look at the truth and you look at me and you look back at I'm that, y'all. I've been that. I've heard it 1,000 times, right? People telling me, even when my man was in all of his glory, hey, I listened to first. Number 2, I'm listening to you, Bronze. You coming right behind him. And I've had people ask me if I understood that, right? And I understood it. I had to be humble when you came, but I understood it. I had to shy it off and run you off, but I understood it. You made me that, right? You've been calling me elder. I never told anybody I was their elder, but you looked at my stance and you looked at my position in this truth and in this earth, and you called me that. I had a brother try to fight me one time because I told him don't call me his elder, right? He really wanted to knuckle up, like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? You know, do you know what you done for me? You know? He was ready to cry and fight and everything about the title. Like, man, it's not about the title, y'all, right? But all praise it to the Most High, and called thee from the chief men thereof, right? And said unto thee, thou art my servant. We have been his servant. Me, you, we've been doing things in the name of the Most High, haven't we? Right? You know who I'm talking to, right? And this is for you too, right? Because I know that you're bothered by certain things, you know? Don't be bothered, my brothers. You know? Link in with me, man. Let's have a conversation and let's talk about things, you know? The things that are bothering you, right? And let's see if this faith can come by hearing, right? From the top of 10 or of 9. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth. So he brought us from everywhere, right? From everywhere. And called thee from the chief men thereof, right? So the most knowledgeable of us, the strongest in faith, the strongest in belief of the Most High, the most righteous, the conquerors, right? The ones that can show you how to put a sin behind you, right? I have said unto thee, thou art my servant. We have been the servants. All you rappers out there, right? I'm not going to diss you. I'm not going to call you just a rapper, right? A rapper, that's somebody in the earth. He's, you know, vain jangling. You praising the Father, you're giving strength and faith out there, right? I would never stomp on Rawak like that, right? And call you just a rapper. Nah, just a rapper is a guy that's talking about selling dope, right? And mistreating our women. That's a rapper. No, I call you an evangelist, right? I call you a crusader for Christ. That's what I call you, right? I call you a shepherd. That's what I call you, you know? I have chosen thee. The Most High chose you to do that. Because if you think something can happen in this earth that the Most High did not want to happen, then you don't know him. Everything good or bad, right? Isaiah 45:7. Everything good or bad that has happened has been the hand of the Most High, right? He chose you, right? He chose everybody to do whatever they did up to this point, right? Past, present, and future. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. He had use for us, right? Don't ever let nobody tell you you ain't nothing. And if you see somebody else tell somebody else that they ain't nothing, know who is guiding them, driving them, right? Verse 10, fear thou not, for I am with thee. The Most High is with you. We ain't never been by ourselves, ever. I understood that when I shed this flesh, right? Be not dismayed. What's that? Scared, worried, frazzled, right? For I am thy God. I am your power. He's saying, what are you scared of? Listen to him when he's saying this. Because you're saying, yeah, I receive it. Okay, I'm not going to be scared of anything. And while you're saying that, you're lying to yourself. That thing that makes you a liar because you're still scared of it, even though you agree, that thing I'm saying, don't be afraid of. That thing I'm saying, conquer, right? Conquer it. It can't touch you. It can't do nothing, right? It can't do nothing against you, right? It can't do nothing for the betterment of you. It works against that. It works against it. Fear works against faith, right? For I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Even if you feel weak right now, when it matters, strength. Oh, why am I so strong, right? Or you might be scared all the way through it and look back and say, man, I got us up out of that thing. Boy, I was brave then, right? I had courage then, huh? He strengthened you. That's why, right? I will help thee. If he strengthened you, did he not help you? He's going to do all these things he's telling us that he's going to do, fam. Yea, I will uphold thee with what? With the right hand of my righteousness. Righteousness is going to do it, right? So, right? St. Matthew 6, 31 through 34. His righteousness has to be involved. That's what seals you. His righteousness. If you're doing his righteousness, that's what makes this passage for you. That's when he's talking to you. If you possess his righteousness. And ain't that what I've been telling y'all since you have heard me speaking, right? I came in, royalty and fear no man and, things like this, but I didn't stay there. I came in, right, with Lion, Yeshaya's Revenge. I came in with, that's good to start with, I came in, with we the children of Israel, and then pay attention. After that, I went straight to character traits. Clean yourself up. Be nice to people, right? Inherit the love. Give love and receive love, right? I've been speaking that stuff since 2014, 15, right? And that's when I was chosen by the love. That was the selection. Character traits, y'all. Be nice. Be kind. Help people. Do for people. Why? Because that's the fruit of your righteousness. That's the fruit of righteousness. That's the fruit of the Spirit, ain't it? All of those things. Love, joy, peace, long-suffering. Where is that in preaching some scriptures through the voice of Major Payne, right? Like a drill sergeant, right? And that's what everybody is doing. How to be a big, bad, masculine man. And I talk like this. And I read these scriptures like, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures call that brutish, right? If that's what embodies you. Now, don't let me offend nobody, right? If that's all you are, then that shouldn't be so. It's okay to read the scriptures like this and blah, blah, wah, right? If when the people step to you, you know how to sit that book to the side, right? And greet humbly and, how you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? Blah, blah. And, you know what I'm saying? And then you turn into this kind of person and you're able to, you know what I mean? And you have some love and some compassion and you know what I mean? That's a man of the Most High there, right? That's exhorting. Exhorting is hard, soft, it's everything. It's, you know what I mean? It's whatever you have to be for whoever you're dealing with, right? But that's what we see out there, you know? The big wristbands and, you know what I mean? And, you know, the shoulders and the, you know, hey! You know? And that's the only track we got, you know? That's the only track we know how to set ourselves on. Nah. Gotta have love, compassion, you know what I'm saying? Teacher, y'all. The way your mom and dad taught you, right? Mom and dad is in the vein of the Most High. That's how the Most High teaches. He don't do nothing to you. All he does is take his protection from you and say, well, get out of my house then, right? And then you go walking in that world like you're mad. You know, you flip that bag over your back and then you go see what that world is about, huh? Yeah, you go run into the killers and the dealers and all of that. And, ooh, you know, you want to run back home now, huh? Yeah, let me get back to let me get back over here to the Most High. Back up under this protection, right? Because this world will eat you up itself. The Most High doesn't have to do anything, right? But his righteousness is important. You got to have that. If you don't have his righteousness, then this Isaiah 41 ain't even talking to you, right? And that's how we get the feeling like the scriptures is fake, because we're not qualifying ourselves to fall under this. Ain't it? Verse 11, behold, all they that were incensed against thee, right, shall be ashamed and confounded. Oh, watch what he do to them for what they've done to me and you. They coming down. Oh, they were so silly. Why did they do it? Right? When y'all saw me grabbing my head and just, oh my goodness, like, you know, because it's like, man, do you not know? They don't know the Most High. Then it made sense, right? Oh, why are you calling them this? And what proof do you have to call them that? You need proof, right? But as far as me, all you got to do is watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. You'll find out. And when you find out, I'll be here, right? I'll be right here. I won't be mad at you or nothing. I won't ever bring it up again, right? We gonna meet eyes and we gonna shake heads and I'm still, yeah. Okay, so what's next? That's what I'm gonna say. What's next? Where we going from here, right? Check this out. Let me show you this, right? Oh, you got that? You want to show me? Yeah, let me check that out, right? And it's, you know, mutual. I'm not your leader, you know? I'm not this and that and big bad, but I don't have a cloak. I'm a regular brother like I always been, right? And that's why he kept me out of them positions, because he needed me here to do this, right? Yeah. Feel where I'm coming from? But they shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee, they shall perish. Oh, repent. You better repent and be my friend. Because if we get to the end and you on the other side pushing what you're pushing, talking all of it, you know what I'm saying? And doing, you know, what you got planned to do, going that direction, whoo-hoo, you're going to perish. This just told you were, right? So that's for all of them that's coming against this little remnant of us, y'all, who got on this new thing, right? Who trying to get these vineyards planted and just trying to just eat some dinner. Right, that's it. We don't want nothing from the world. We don't want nothing from y'all, right? If one of the men and the women out of your world want to come and be one of us, then how can you be mad with them, right? They don't care that you're mad. I don't care that you're mad that they came to come and do that. I don't mind, right? This is for us, y'all. This is who he's telling to fear not, right? This is who he's telling that he's going to strengthen us and help us, right? And uphold us with what? The right hand of his righteousness, right? Because we're the ones who care about that, right? He ain't going to uphold you with the right hand of his righteousness and you done tread it all on his righteousness. You done lied on men and did all of this stuff. And you done, you know, picked, you know, all of his cheerleaders who chose him, right? Based on no facts, and rolled with him. Right? You rolled over. That's not righteous. You rolled over on the right hand of his righteousness. But what he does do is he'll lead you to repentance. He'll put it upon you. Oh, you won't be able to go another day. You will turn, you will face that issue. You will say, Father, I'm sorry for being so stupid, right? Father, forgive me. Father, guide me right. And you're going to do that, right? Many will do that. Many will do that. You're going to do this. That's what the repentance is for. It wasn't only for you to come into the truth. Repentance is a lifestyle. You will repent again and again and again, right? Let's read this Joshua 1:9. Have not I commanded thee? That's the righteousness that he's gonna uphold with his right hand. That's what you're latching on to, because he told you what to do. You see this? He told you what to do, and you did it, and now you qualify for this, right? Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage, right? Don't look at none of this and worry. You may not think you righteous enough, but he's gonna forgive them little things you did, right? If from right now going forward with your whole heart, you love this word and you love what you've been taught and you love these commandments and you love this New Testament, right? If you wake up every morning and run straight to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, right? Then you will not go wrong. If they shoot something over here and blow us up, you're going to be just fine. You'll be fine. Be strong and of a good courage, right? What is courage? That's not bravery. You're scared. That's where it starts. That's where you began to be brave. Be strong. Don't be weak. Have strength in your knees and in your back when you stand up, and be all right, right? Don't be bent and shaking, and you know what I mean? Stand up, you know, like a man and a woman, you know? Women stand up too. Don't be afraid. If you are, jump on your husband's back, right? You know, for a lammy back ride, you know? That's supposed to be on him too, you know, and he'll get you somewhere, you know? You jump on his back, he'll get the kids in the front, and y'all gonna, you know what I mean? Praise the Most High, if that be his will, you know. But according to this, you don't have to do that, right? So stand up then, because you ain't never gonna need to do that when we get done with these precepts. That's gonna be understood. Reading on. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Most High your power, the Lord thy God, is with thee. That's the only reason you need. You don't need another reason. If you want to ask me why should I be strong? Why should I be of a good courage? Why should I not be afraid? Why should I not be dismayed? Because the Most High, your power, right, is with you. Where is he with you? Whithersoever thou goest. So he's with you in America, right? Whoever you are, wherever you're at, I like to say, he's with you. He's there. And if anything happens to you, he has a purpose for that thing that happened to you, right? And you got to trust that the purpose that he has is in your favor. That's all he wants us to do, is trust him and to be on his side when he move how he move, right? Because if you're scared, you're on the opposite side, right? So if you can't find no courage in your body right now, probably because he ain't in there. So find this courage is what I'm saying. Find it. How do you find it? By his righteousness. I left myself a note to back it up and get verse 8, because it tells us why, right? He's going to be with us whithersoever we go. This book of the law, now, Joshua 1:8, ain't that what it say? This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Bing, 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 bing. We need bells and whistles and everything. That's it, y'all. Right there. How seriously have you been taking that? This is where your strength and your courage is going to come from. When you're in line with that sentence right there, you're not afraid. You like, bring it on, baby. Let's go, right? Because you have the confidence of your Father in your loins. That's what this delivers, right? This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe and do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, right? When you collect that first, it don't matter which direction you leave in. It's going to be what? Prosperous. What did I tell y'all happens to my mind and my whole state, my whole everything, whenever I see a passage like make thy way? Pew, ooh, ah, yeah, right? I'm going. I'm going. And love is pulling me. Oh, love is pulling me. Oh, and it feels so good, right? 9, have not I commanded thee, right? Now we get that. Now we see now we see who he's talking to when he says that, right? Who is he talking to? The one who the book of the law didn't depart out their mouth, right? The one who meditated in the law day and night. And I call this whole Bible the law. It's all instruction, ain't it? Instruction didn't stop after Deuteronomy and Numbers, right? After the 5 books of Moses. No, he kept instructing us. This whole book is law. Nah, brother. Just those first 5 books. You're teaching off now. You're going wrong. Ask the Most High if I go wrong, right? That's why I'm saying what I'm saying and you're saying what you're saying, right? Because this whole book is the law. If he tell you to do something anywhere in this book, you better take it as a law. Why? What is a law? A law is an action that has a consequence. If you do this, you will inherit that. That's a law. Period. If I jump off this building, will I land on my face, right, and break my neck? That's a law. I got a certain shaver I can't shave with. I know if I shave with that, I'm gonna break out. That's a law. If you use that, brother, Nestle Crunch, right? I don't shave with that, I don't break out. And for y'all saying, oh, we shouldn't be shaving. No, that was a certain cut coming out of Egypt, right? Coming out of Egypt. He said, don't do nothing that you learned there. Yeah, you can line yourself up, but that's another story. Let's stick to the topic. Don't mar the corners of your head, right, and make that little ponytail, right? But that's, we get that, another day, But yeah, that's who this is talking to, y'all. Have I not commanded thee? So you should trust him. He told you what to do, and you did it. Now look at you. Now I'm going to protect you. You trusted me this far. You did what I commanded you. Now you're here, and now I'm going to protect you going forward. Trust me for the rest of the way, right? Did you pick up this Sabbath? You did in the beginning, right? I bet you know how to keep one. Same way I knew how to keep one. And I know it went out the window too, huh? Man, Sunday came, I ended up keeping the Sunday Sabbath, right? Because I ran away all day, right? And ran sound all day at the church. Right? Chicken with your head cut off. Let me set up your mic. Let me do it here. Let me run over here. Oh, your voice is too loud. Let me tweak that. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Man, when I got home at night at the Sabbath, right? Saturday night when I got home, I blew the whole Sabbath. Oh, that was a coma. Right? Wake up for a moment, get a drink of water for Sunday and right back to... Right? That was my day of rest. You're not keeping this. I'm sorry. I know you thought you was keeping it. You're not. Right? But haven't I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. You scared? Are you afraid? Let me strengthen you, right? Isaiah 43 and 1 through 4 is where we going next. You want to get there? You might remember we came in, what track is that? To Be Yours. We came in, right? Isaiah 43 and 1. But now, right? Thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, right? But let me keep you focused. Let me just read in my regular voice, right? But now, thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not. He means that when he says that. It's no reason to be afraid if we're in him, right? Ain't no reason. You know, he got us. He took care of us this far, right? We ain't starved to death. We ain't froze to death, right? Ain't nobody killed us. We done ducked a lot of bullets and got a lot of stitches, and you know what I mean? We still here. Why is that not enough for him to gain our trust going forward, right? For I have redeemed thee. He like, I collected you out of that world. You're not a part of them anymore, so stop feeling like a part of them. I collected you, right? I have redeemed thee, O Jacob, right? I have called thee by thy name. This is personal, right? I know everything about you. I know who your mom is, right? I know the house you grew up in. I know the reason why you think I don't got you. I have called thee by name. I know who you are. And what's the conclusion? Thou art mine. You are mine. You was always mine, right? Thou art mine, you are mine, right? 2, when thou passest through the waters. So we're going to get on a mission, right? That's for you who flee, right? And got to get out of dangerous way. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, right? They shall not overflow thee. You ain't going to drown. Jump in there and swim, right? You're going to make it. When thou walkest through the fire, like Daniel and them, thou shalt not be burned. It's going to be on fire around you, but it ain't going to cook you to death, right? You might feel the heat of it. You ain't going to be burnt up, right? Neither shall the flame kindle upon thee, right? You're going to be like the burning bush, right? The burning bush that didn't burn at all, right? He made fire, didn't he? So he can say if he going to make fire do that for you or not. There's a fire that burns and cooks. And there's a fire that didn't burn the bush that he was talking to Moses through, ain't it? Why? Why is this happening? 3, for I am the Lord thy God, the Most High, your power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and say before thee parts of Africa. That's where we used to run into when they gave us trouble. Ain't nothing separating Africa and Israel but a border. So I don't know how you figure that you can't look like me and be an Israelite, right? We are the Israelites, fam. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt, right? Ethiopia, Saba, for thee, parts of Africa. For since thou was precious in my sight, that's why he did it. That's why we escaped. So he's showing us that he's been with us and he's going to stay with us, right? He's not going to leave us. Thou has been honorable. So have you been honorable? That's why I'm trying to get us straight to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Because if you're performing the things of that chapter, nobody can tell you that you are not honorable, right? And that's what you're going to be judged on at the end of your life, according to Matthew chapter 24, right? He who endures to the end. Nobody is teaching that what's being measured at the end is your level of love. Did you go totally out of your mind? Because these people going to go out their mind, y'all. And they're going to be killing each other. They're going to be snuffing each other out. And even for the righteous, it's going to be justified, right? They're going to be justified in the murders that they commit, in the things that they do to people, in the way that they lie on people. Man, these people, man, they justify. They don't see that they did anything wrong, right? Unless they're a Mason or something like this, right? But that's another story. But the Most High is talking to this person, right? Since thou was precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Who does he love? those who love him. That's who he loves. Those who seek him early, they shall find him, and he shall love them back, right? Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life. So these people gonna be scrambling, helping us. Don't worry about nothing. You can't see where you're gonna be able to hack things. You don't have things right now. You know, you broke. You know, we broke, y'all. I'm broke, y'all. You know, I have everything I need, right? I have everything I need. But I would like to help you, you know? That bothers me. I would like to tell all y'all right now, quit your job, right? Don't worry about nothing. We just gonna grow these plants, raise these animals according to the law. And that's so easy, fam. That's so easy. All we gotta do is what? Plant a vineyard. And you're doing, that's what Israelites are, y'all. We farmers, shepherd kings, right? We raise animals, right? That's what Abraham did. That's what Isaac did. That's what Jacob did, y'all. We're shepherds, right? That's what David did. Tell me if I lie. We're shepherds. We raise sheep. That's our role in the earth. So we didn't put that down and we put it in people who it wasn't for. It wasn't their task to feed us, right? And now we see we can't trust them. Because what they're going to do, they're going to put something in it that's going to kill you, ain't it? Now look at the hospital. How many floors is at the hospital? And they right across the street from each other, right? 10 floors, 12 floors, right? How many hospitals is in your city? On every side of town. Not even counting the little clinics and stuff like this and the urgent cares and you know what I'm saying? All because of this food, y'all. It don't mean nothing to y'all, but they're hearing this and they're saying, man, he spoke to him, right? Now he's saying, you know, not the same knowledge we died to. We died to that. The whole valley of dry bones in Ezekiel 37 knew they was Israelites. That's not the wake up. We know we gotta follow Christ. Christians know that. That's not the wake up. What is the wake up? 1 Corinthians chapter 13, how is your traits? Your spirit. It's a mist of air, ain't it? How does it smell? Is it putrid or is it sweet smelling, right? How does your spirit smell? You know what I'm saying? Guess how you fix that? Love, y'all, right? Kindness, right? Selflessness. What you're willing to do free for another. How you're willing to help each other. That's the only thing that changes. What you saying? What is it then? Knowledge? You have all that. That stuff don't change you. That ain't what's making the difference. Why does the nobody have to come from the bottom and tell you this? And you would say that the Most High ain't with me, huh? The naysayers. Yeah. Romans 8 and 30 through 32. Moreover, whom he predestined, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. Right? And whom he justified, them he also glorified. So he predestined you. That's the only reason why he called you. Which is the only reason why he justified you. Which is the only reason why he glorified you. Right? So if he fall off anywhere in between that, if you don't end up glorified, then he didn't justify you. Nor did he call you. Nor did he predestine you. You see that? So I'm not looking at nobody and saying what he did or didn't do. And when you see anybody do that, that's the devil on that person, y'all. That's somebody who wants you to hate somebody. Why? Because they're a bad person? No, just because they don't like that person. You see this? But what say 31? What shall we say then? What shall we then say to these things? What shall we say to the one who the Most High predestined or not, or called or not, or justified or not, right? Or glorified or not? What should we say about them? If God be for us, who can be against us? It don't matter what nobody think about you. If the Most High is for you, he gonna make sure you come out on top. So fear not. It ain't of your own efforts. It ain't nothing you can do for yourself. The Most High is going to do it alone. Anybody who tells you different don't have no faith. You can do everything. You're still going to fail. You can do nothing and win. It's up to the Most High. There's people they're going to do. They're going to fight and scrape. They're going to do everything. And then, boop, they're out of there. That's of the Most High. There's going to be some, you're old, right? You can't run. You can't sprint. What about a baby? There's babies who came into this earth. Nobody had their back, right? Parents wasn't no good. Went to a foster home. Foster home didn't care about them. It was all about a check. They made it to this truth, y'all. They're praising among us. They're fine. Nobody cared for them really in their whole entire life. So this is not by our doings. Trust the Most High. He got you here. You're afraid of what again? Tell me. 32. He that spared not his own son. So he took Yeshua, threw him into this, and go get him, right? But delivered him up for us all. And he died on the Calvary, y'all, for our sins. Right? How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? If he gave you his son, he gonna give you all the rest of this stuff, including every aspect of protection. You see that? Yeah. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Most High your power, he it is that does go with you, right? Does go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord has sworn unto their fathers to give them. Right? I'm talking to all my leaders right now. Y'all know who y'all are. It's on us. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared, y'all. He has chosen us, right? This is him setting up Joshua. This is Moses passing it off to Joshua. The Most High done passed this thing to us, y'all. The leaders that they got right now, compromised. It's on me and you, y'all. And we the ones been laying back, right? In the background, silent. We the ones been taking care of the people, right? That's over. It's on you now. It's on your back, buddy, right? And thou shalt cause them to inherit it, right? It's you who gonna do this for the people, y'all. And the Lord, he it is that do go before thee. The Most High has paved this way for us. It's already etched out. He will be with thee. He is with us. He will not fail us, right? He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. Take control of your area. That's your area, right? Wherever you are, go out there and hit it. Make them people know you. Make them people look at you and say, oh yeah, that's that dude to be preaching on the corner, right? Get known for that, right? Isaiah 40:28-31. Has thou not known? Have you not known? Has thou not heard? Have you not heard it? That the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not. He don't get tired, y'all. Neither is weary. He don't get weary. He can do this forever. It doesn't bother him. And so can I. And so can you, right? There is no searching of his understanding. So it all has to come from him. He's the one who's powering us, right? And everybody who say nay, shame on them. It's him that they don't believe in. They haven't offended us, right? All they're going to do is further make him say, okay, well, let me show you something through these people that you're doubting, right? Who I have ordained. 29, he giveth power to the faint, right? And to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. So is that your reason for being afraid, right? You faint, no strength, he gonna increase that, right? He gonna give power to the faint. 30, even the youth now shall faint and be weary. So that's what you was leaning on? Oh, I gotta get in shape. I gotta, This is telling us that the young men, okay, 19, athletic football team, right? They gonna be weary, y'all. They shall fall faint and weary. And the young men, they shall utterly fall. They're gonna collapse, right? Why? 31. But they that wait upon the Lord now, because they didn't wait upon the Lord, that's why they was weary and faint and fell, right? Shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. And I felt that too. I started doing that recently since I got back here. Never was I able to do that. I get on that treadmill and I get off because, man, I gotta go. I don't get off because, you know, I'm about to fall out. No, I'm casually, right? Oh, okay, let me get off of here, right? What did that? Diet, sauna, right? Herbs. That's what did that, Con. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk. We gonna walk, y'all, and not faint. Man, how did we walk 3 counties? Because they shall walk and not faint. So you scared of what? There's something that you fear, right? What? What is it that you fear, right? Be of a good courage out there, y'all. Let them bomb this place. Let them do whatever they want to do with it. If you're in line with 1 Corinthians chapter 13, they can't do nothing to you. They can't touch you. They can't do nothing to you. All praises to the Most High. The Haya Bahasham Yeshaya Wabawak Kodash. Right? Kakama Wa. The Wada Abba Waban Wawaka Wa. Right? And I pray that give you a little bit of strength. Right? Can't get them all. We've been going 2 hours already, but can't get them all, y'all. I mean, this is one here, of course, that we could do about 5 parts of this bad boy, can it? So we ain't gonna be able to, you know, get them all in one installment. But you know, this is what time it is. We here, y'all. This is where we at with it. The Father, he's gonna rearrange everything, right? I know you thought you was comfortable in the truth. I know you thought all of that. Nah, he gonna rearrange this thing. That's why you gotta latch on to him. Don't latch on to me, right? Don't latch on to me. Don't latch on to him. Latch on to what he has set up. If you see me start rolling over on 1 Corinthians 13, get away from me. When I tell you, oh, we don't gotta keep that no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I tell you I want you to hurt somebody, when I tell you to cuss somebody out, let alone kill somebody or commit any act of violence or any act of hate, right? If I tell you to hurt their feelings, know something's wrong with Bronze, right? Latch on to that, y'all. Much love to all of y'all. If you're in Wichita, Kansas, I need you really bad right now. Let's get on the line and chop it up and find the conversation, right? And see if we could work something out. I'm about to start traveling soon where we could hit the block on one of these Sundays, right? And start setting up. And just, you know, start hanging out with y'all, man, and doing our brew thing, you know. It's that time, you know, but it's a big day tomorrow, y'all. Plan on getting out there tomorrow, right? You don't need nothing, right? Just your knowledge and your experience in this truth. That's all you need. You're going to be surprised how they're going to want to hang on you out there, you know? You representing Christ out there, right? So y'all stop letting these Sundays fly by you, man. And that's when you really lock in, y'all. That's when you really lock in to this Christ life, right? Film it or don't. Even if you by yourself, you don't need nobody to help you pass a flyer out. That's how they're going to come. They're going to call you from the flyer, right? So let us be motivated in the way of that as well. You know, the work don't stop. Let us be motivated in that. And for all of us out there who you may be afraid, cut that out. The Father got you. He got you here. You didn't know nothing to get here. We didn't know anything. We still don't know anything. We're coasting all off of his power, y'all, and off of it being his will that we stand here today in the spaces that we occupy, right? All praises. Catch up with y'all. We'll speak soon. reach out to everybody. If you haven't reached out, I'll reach out to you or however it goes, but we'll speak. And for y'all who I don't even know yet, y'all keep it coming. Keep the emails coming. You see the email right there, Plant Vineyards 144. Still working on that conference call number. We will have that, Father willing, the next time I come on here. We're going to get that going. We'll have that conference call list. And no matter what they tell you on this news and all of that, they trying to make you feel guilty. They're trying to make you feel like you should feel scared and all of that. You are where you are because the Most High had you be there. So even if you lose, it was his will. Because when he set his will on you, ain't no way you gonna be able to say no. He will snatch you into that electric blue, right? To tell you if he really need to tell you that bad. Ask me how I know, right? But start plowing and planting vineyards here in the South. Hit that email address, my brother. Let's get it started. Let's get you started down there, right? Because I had a brother in the South, and then, he got scared away. He still want to roll. He's scared, right? We got hostages now. You holding hostages now. Matter of fact, what the brother name? Forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But I got your seeds, man. Send me a message and let me know, because I ain't going to use them. I'm not going to use your seeds, man. They still sitting over there. Send me a return address so I could send your seeds back to you. And it's a bunch of stuff in there. I didn't even open it, It's not only seeds. He sent some more stuff. His wife sent my wife some stuff. We sending all that back. Plant Vineyards 144, my brother. Send your return address back and we'll send that back, right? Or if you want us to go on ahead and ship it out, then leave that message, right? But otherwise, it's gonna be here. I won't use it, right? I don't need nothing that ain't donated. Now if you want to link up and say I stole from you just because he got on what he got on, then that, what I mean? All praises to the Most High, But you know what's going on. You know what's really up, But that's it, y'all. Let's shut this down. I would hate if you have been a shepherd up to this point, and I would hate if you're of the world at this point and you don't plan on coming into this truth, right? Because them Medes and this war, all of this is going on, that's for you to worry. You should worry about that, right? Because this is a long coming prophecy, right? And we're here now. The Most High about to do it. He gonna do what he say he gonna do, y'all. He gonna do it. They bombed the Medes, y'all. But there's no need for you to fear. And there's no need for you to worry. All praises to the Most High. I'm gonna catch up with y'all. Right? Shalom. Exodus chapter 32, verse 15. King James version. And Moses turned and went down from the mount. And the two tablets of the testimony were in his hand. The tablets were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other side were they written. He gave us that Torah. He gave us that. He gave Moses that Torah. Did you know that? Yeah. How you gave us that.
Never die, gotta pick a side. Time is ticking, the war going on. Heathens out here blowing up buildings. It ain't time for us to be in our feelings. We gotta purge. It ain't safe for you out here if you ain't up in the word. Study to show thyself a group to lose. You steady pressing snooze. We be on the corner with the speakers screaming, we the Jews. Crying loud and sparing out. Orders getting carried out. Bringing forth the word and the demons getting cleared out. I know the enemy don't like that. Hey, we were down for too long, time to fight back. We were out here busy sinning, keeping sidetracked. Jenna Higher told us all it's time to come back to hell. I know the enemy don't like that. Hey, we were down for too long, time to fight back. We were out here busy sinning, keeping sidetracked. Jenna Higher told us all it's time to come back. Gotta return to that talk. Gotta return to that. Need to return to that talk. Gotta return to that. Gotta return to that talk.
The law of the Most High, you know, is perfect. Converting others, so making wiser the simple worth it. That were why the Constitution given from our God, making us a nation of people with holy standards. Standards was written within every verse, was meant for life through obedience, but we chose to curse. Prevailed to the worst when the flesh emerged. We left the spirit of the Most High to the God of earth. How could the people love so much, cause so much hurt to the God of creation who made us and He chose us first? He only wanted us to be clean, not to corrupt on the bottom of the beam, teaching us how to love Him and every creature that's breathing. Receiving like hairlines when we come back to the Most High through Christ. Share a new covenant. He working a new thing to walk as a light beam. The spirit, the right things. A higher, you know He gave us that. You know He gave us that. You know He gave us that.
How you gave us that?
You know He gave us that.
How you gave us that life? Brought us back from the grave, took us back like back in the day when He gave us that law. Yeah, He's showing us the way, we victorious. Hey, we just gotta behave. Shining that light, saying get up out that darkness. Walk like you know who your God is. It's time to get right. Time to wake up out your sleep. Victorious, something you gotta keep if you wanna have life.
Mount Sinai, where we saw eye to eye. Smoke came from the mountain we were standing by. The flow shook, was a loud thunder from the sky. We moved away from that mountain, scared of the Most High. And all of this He was saying, don't ever play around. He wasn't playing in, and He ain't playing out. That's Exodus 20 and 18. If you wanna run it back and examine what I mean, put them stone tablets in the Ark of the Covenant. Anybody not authorized fry as soon as they touched it. Power, instruction to govern the land, the blueprint to the flesh and the spirit of man that He put in our hand. So when we fell from that, it affected the whole earth. To this day, still out of whack. And it's a fact that we gotta come back before Christ make the sky crack. Gotta return to that Torah. Gotta return to that. Yeah. Need to return to that Torah. Exodus 34 and 29. And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mountain, that Moses wished not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with them. Deuteronomy 30 and 19 through 20. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. 20, that thou mayest love the Most High thy power of high, and that thou mayest obey His voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto Him, for He is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which thy power sware unto thy father, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Exodus 20 and 18. And the people saw the thundering, and the lightning, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed, and stood afar off, and stood afar off.